Following today's sentencing, one former South Carolina House member and a domestic violence awareness organization are speaking out. Both pleaded for stronger domestic violence laws back in 2022 after finding out Taylor Robinson filed for a protection order just a few months before she was murdered.
New at 11 News 13's Adriana Lawrence spoke to them about why they say stricter laws are still not on the books.
Former South Carolina State Representative Caesar McKnight heard Taylor Robinson's story and introduced legislation making it easier for victims to obtain a restraining order. He says because he lost his seat shortly after and his successor never picked it up, the bill never got out of committee.
This gentleman did what he did to her and how she was crying out for help, and it seemed like the system kept failing her. That bothers me.
In 2021, Robinson tried to get a restraining order against her husband, but was denied because she didn't have proof of abuse. 10 months later, her husband killed her. This is just one tragic example of hundreds, maybe thousands of similar cases. McKnight says there's still a strong need for the bill he proposed and other laws related to protecting victims of domestic violence.
And this isn't a Democrat or a Republican bill. This is a people bill.
At the time, the Naomi Project, a Florence-based group that advocates for victims of abuse, was spreading awareness related to the case. Now, Executive Director Rosalind Ford says she's glad to hear this latest update, but the chapter isn't closed.
We need to ensure families like the Robinsons and Micah Millers don't continue suffering in these tragic losses.
For South Carolina, pre-filing for introduced bills must be made by December 11th for the Senate and the 12th for the House. The legislation session begins on January 14th. Ford begs South Carolina law.
They have mothers, they have wives, they have daughters. They have children. It doesn't just stop at them. So start protecting us. Start saying something, doing something.
Ford says the Naomi Project is dedicated to fighting for domestic violence victims. She says she wants you to know if you're a victim, you're not alone, and it's okay to seek help. In the newsroom, Adriana Lawrence, News 13.